Yeah, we see Martha Stewart up there taking her little vaccines. Little Martha Stewart, crazy ass. Nobody care about her. I don't know what made her so fucking in everybody's face. Martha Stewart. Okay, yeah. All right, but we see in this independent, we see this coming by Maggie O'Neill one day ago. Remember, it's a late edition. You know what I'm saying? But we see alarming case of deadly brain disease linked to COVID-19. Oh, yeah. Is that a no-brainer? Anyway, but we see COVID was associated with a case of prison of prior what of what prion disease, a type of rapidly progressive uh, dementia, dementia or whatever, in a new paper from the American Journal of Cases report. You know what I'm saying? The case shared a detail of what happened to a 62-year-old man who was admitted to the hospital in New York, Mount Sinai Queens Hospital Center, after having difficulty walking and showing signs of rapidly progressive dementia, whatever you call it. Clinically, he experienced worsening neurological functions after having been COVID positive on admission. How do we know that's true on admission? How we know? We're going after what you said. Now the question would be, you know what I'm saying? Clinically, he experienced worsening neurological functions after having been COVID-19 positive. That's bullshit. You know why that's bullshit? Because he probably was vaccinated. hmm All right. The paper stated. That's what the paper stated. Eventually, he was diagnosed with prion or whatever, prion or whatever disease, and his case has prompt questions about whether COVID could have triggered the illness. Yeah, I bet no, because he was already vaccinated. The author of the new report said the circumstance provide evidence of potential, you know what I'm saying, correlation between COVID and the neurological condition. No, it's bullshit. They're lying. You know what I'm saying? They're lying. There are several types of prism disease per John Hopkins, and they are extremely rare. Only about 300 cases of the illness are reported in the U.S. annually. No, it is not. You mean you gave it to them and it's annually, so you're trying to excuse it by saying this is what happened. But when you look at them, the alarming of understanding this, listen to it carefully. Alarming case of deadly brain disease, a deadly brain disease linked to COVID-19. You believe that? After Joe Biden just sat up there and talking about he wants 100% of Americans to take the vaccine. You tell me. So now everybody's showing up with deadly everything. You're gonna see a lot of this coming up. Like I said in my other live on the video. Once you admit it, you are going to lose your point of access to be able to block the road. There is no blocking the road now, and the access has already been accessible into 100 million probably people, except for the migrants and everybody coming over the border. Oh no, they ain't got that. No, they ain't nowhere near. You see what I'm saying? But now all of a sudden you trying to blame it on COVID-19 or whatever garbage 19, certificate of vaccination identification bullshit. You know what I'm saying? To say that his brain disease is linked to that. No, it's linked to what you did to him with the vax, probably. Piece of shit, stupid. You know what I mean? But we see Staten Island residents hang a sign over the overpass saying, close, what? Close the fucking border. Yeah, you're going to have to say that. But I bet you 95% of those people voted Demon Democrat. How much you want to bet? Right there in Staten Island. How much you want to bet? 95% of the motherfuckers voted Demon Democrat in all ways. You know what I'm saying? I'm here fighting. I gotta get rid of this chair. You know what I'm saying? They all voted probably for him. Now you screaming, close the borders. You listening when this man was speaking about open border policy? How many of you now hanging up signs saying this was actually out there rallying against the open border policy? Or did you only see Trump? Oh, wait a minute. Open border policy, we're going to let everybody in the country, coming from Bogota, coming from terrorist town, coming from pedophilia highway, coming from South America, sex trafficking, drug trafficking, murdering, chopping up people, all this good old shit. We're going to let them all in, baby. Woo! Because we got what? What we going to do? We're going to have open border policy with mass testing, tracing violent food. But not for the open border people that's coming over the border. Only for y'all dumbass Americans who fell for the bullshit. Okay, yeah. We see the Supreme Court is about to rule on American most powerful, you know what I'm saying, unaccountable federal agency. Of course. You know, it's really some clown shit for real. You know what I'm saying? This is coming by Thomas B. Boyd, you know what I'm saying, 2 days ago in New York Post. We see the Supreme Court will hear oral arguments Tuesday in a case that might, invalidate the most what? Yeah, invalidate the most powerful federal administration agency over ever created. You know what I'm saying? The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau versus the Community Financial Service Association of America is an appeal of the Fifth Circuit Court unanimous holding that the CFPB used the Federal Reserve System to fund its operation violates the constitutional and separation of power. That opinion declares that the agency, perpetual in insulation, the perpetual insulation from Congress. You know what? Who gives a flying fuck? Because y'all ain't doing shit to help the American people. No fucking way. So while you busy up there squabbling amongst yourself, you know what I'm saying, we still see the bullshit in itself. Even when it comes to Ocasio North ass Cortez. You know what I'm saying? You know, she sitting up there talking about exposing falsehood of, you know what I'm saying, the rap what? Rap politicians. I don't know what the hell she talking about. If you ask me, she runs her mouth on all types of subjects, but ain't nobody trying to hear her nonsense.
One of our colleagues, a gentleman from Florida, presented up on the screen
Let's see.
something that appeared to be a screenshot of a text message containing or insinuating an explosive allegation. One of our colleagues, a gentleman from Florida, presented up on this screen something that appeared to be a screenshot of a text message containing or insinuating an explosive allegation. That's
You know what? I don't give a damn what this woman said. She looked retarded. You can look in her face and see that that Alexandria Ocasio nutcase ass asylum, Kings Park mental institution brain cells needs to get out of our government. She looks retarded. I could look at her and see that. I don't know who let her in government, but y'all fucked up what you did. You know what I'm saying? We see 5 economic shocks are about to hit the U.S. all at the same time. There are storm clouds out there forming that we're all seeing and watching faithfully, fearfully. You know what I'm saying? Fearfully, as we see. You know what I mean? You know, say they're watching this faithfully. This is coming in by Will Daniel, and Alex Adams, CZYK or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We see both of them September 10, 2023 at 5 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we see. But we see here where the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell was asked whether say a soft he would say a soft landing was his base case for the U.S. economy at a press conference after the central bank September meeting. No, I would not do that, he bluntly told the reporter. You know what I'm saying? The soft landing scenario where inflation is tamed without a need for a job killing recession. Ooh, yes, is the most likely outcome for the U.S. economy in the minds of the Fed's staff of economic, but not power. Oh. See how these people control your world? You know what I'm saying? When you allow them to only have paper and all this paper stuff, you know what I'm saying? And the paper money became this rule with this digital and all this shit on it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We put ourselves in a bad position because, like I said, they could easily inflate and deflate. You know what I'm saying? Right now they're inflating it so high that it's causing everything to come up higher, but also drop at the same time. And also, the rich are getting richer just off of that gesture in itself. Ex, uh, who? Ex bodyguard Clerk Jones, I guess it's ex bodyguard Clerk Jones Alba sues New York DA Allen the nutcase fat ass, nutcase ass, butt head Braggs, you know what I'm saying, for racial discrimination after murder charges dropped. I would have sued him too. I would have sued him too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I would have sued his ass too. You know what I mean? Especially if you're not guilty. You know what I'm saying? But we see Creep Joe Biden administration proposed rules requiring states to transfer kids from foster homes, transfer kids from foster homes that don't support gender identity. Imagine that. He must be sleeping with little boys, little devil. But we see, imagine that transfer them where creepy nutcase because they don't agree with gender. You're damn right they don't agree with that bullshit. They want to sling a cock. They don't want to be fucking getting a cock in their ass like you. You know what I'm saying? You criminal pedophilia son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? We see here where a supporter claims racial bias, not valid fraud, is the issue in Bridgeport. Oh yeah, it is a big problem in Bridgeport. The proof is out there. Unexplained eyewitness account of supernatural phenomena. Oh yeah. We see, Morning Joe says Trump New York properties in flames, lost in flames. You know, saying daddy issues so much. for paving, proving to dad that he could raise up. Yeah, like your fucking sellout sucking religions, sucking the balls of Baphomet, talking about some Jesus and all this different shit that you be talking. You garbage, Al Sharpton. Sorry to tell you. And ain't nobody gonna believe in your bullshit. No fucking way. If anybody's following this clown, you know for well that your mind has been psychologically whipped into hearing words of loving, caring, and all types of shit, and all this different bullshit, but you ain't looking out for the American people as a whole and your people in its wholeness. You do some here and some there, and that's about it. But just suing, and whenever trouble come, you're there. What happened to the overall picture? Al Bumphead Sharpton. Get out of my face. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people need to be slapped upside their head.